A very good afternoon. Welcome to Comedy Republic and welcome to Patchwork with Dion, Christian and Josh.
You made it! You all made it!
Hello, welcome to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival!
Wow.
Hey everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. It's wonderful to see all these lovely faces who we've never seen most of you in our lives. So
that's correct. We can confirm that.
Yeah, it's a big thrill for us to do something that's so solitary with the three of us, to have a big crowd. So thanks so much for coming out today. A little bit of a rundown of how today's going to work. There's going to be sort of two sections. So the first part will be kind of like a normal episode. So that'll be recorded, go in the podcast feed. And after that, we'll have a little 5-minute break and do the People's Patch. So that's your chance to come with questions. That's not recorded, so don't worry about that.
Definitely thought it was going to be much funnier than this.
Yeah, absolutely. And didn't we think that coming out here, round of applause, and then Josh just does his boom, 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 boom. Checklist for everyone at your seats if you need it.
Yeah,
great.
Housekeeping needs to be done.
Yeah, but it's not literal housekeeping where you're mopping the floors.
Also, we'll be selling mugs downstairs after the show if you want to grab some of them. The really good board, you can have chuck some more really goods on in the break. We'll be using that a bit later. But I think that's kind of it. Also, at the break, it is a very short break. If you need to leave, you can leave. But a friend of mine last week did leave.
Actually, our show? Really?
Yeah. He had a massive night.
Our show?
Yes,
That's
our
not
show.
a reason to leave.
How dare he?
He was wrecked.
From what? From our energy?
No, from the night before.
Oh,
He was
man.
he went to bed at 9 a.m. Give him a break.
Is
Not
there-
a joke,
wait,
actually.
Is there anyone feeling wrecked today?
Let us know, flag it if you want to leave halfway through. It's
Because
fine.
I've never left something early, and I don't know the conditions under which I would leave something early.
Christian?
I have left something early. I left Miss Saigon early.
Isn't that a restaurant?
Before the bill.
Before dessert?
Yeah, skip the bill. Yeah. I think the reason was it wasn't what I expected. So if this
It's about a
isn't-
different country. Is it a different city in Vietnam?
I thought it was a musical about the restaurant.
But at what point in the show did you mentally go, I'm going to leave this thing, and at what point did you actually get up and
I
leave?
think it's because it wasn't sold to me as a musical. So, and then I was just not, I wasn't engaged at all with it.
So if you had gone in knowing it was a musical,
Get this, I didn't realise that during the show there was an enormous helicopter that flew in, and apparently there was a war. Apparently it's about the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
I was asleep.
that sounds really exciting.
Yeah,
The helicopter made you go, I'm out.
no, it was like War Horse. They saved all the good bits for the second half.
Do you know what? I've left. So 2 movies I've left are Jumanji when I was about 10.
Rubbish.
Just no. Come on. Hey, get in. Hey. Who here doesn't like spiders? Well, I don't either, and they're fucking huge in that movie. That was the first one, and then there you go, playing to the crowd. And then the other one was the Smurfs. You know why? Because it's garbage. That's why.
Like the 3D.
Garbage. Yeah, terrible.
Why were you... That came out like less than 10 years ago.
It was like a work function, and
Okay.
I just
At the movies?
At the movies. You don't want to talk to people at work. No, I'm joking.
What do you think would be the reason that people would leave today at the break?
Oh, it's a good question.
What would need to be so different?
I don't know. Well, what was your
I
friend's
think-
reason? Energy, I guess.
Yeah, so couldn't concentrate, got
Yep.
through the main part of the show. I was like, it's just the back bit where they're going to chat to the audience. Don't need to see that.
Yeah. Maybe if we just started, like, the first segment was like us doing like a talking point about the ICC, like the International Criminal Court.
Yeah, which we're doing as well. So we'll see what happens.
That'd be
But
great.
the other thing I wanted to ask was what about the judgment? So if you go with 3 people to a show and you want to leave and leave the 2 people there,
Can't do that.
You can't do that, can you?
Yes, you can.
Why can't you?
In a group?
Yeah, no, if they're enjoying it,
Yep.
you can leave as long as you're still out the front. If you think
Yeah.
that your enjoyment of the show, if you'll get more enjoyment out the front on your phone,
Yeah.
waiting than in the show,
Yeah.
surely that's fine.
The thing I don't understand, how valuable do you consider your time?
No.
That you can't give it another hour, another 15, another half hour.
I wouldn't. And I
You
think,
did?
No. No. Well, Miss Saigon.
Yeah, Miss Saigon.
No,
Yeah.
but do you know
War
why?
Horse, Miss
Do you know
Saigon.
why Miss Saigon? Because it was easy, right? I think that's why no one would really. Probably no one's leaving from this side.
Nah, and I think
Because
that
it's hard.
they
It's
just
hard
thought-
to skip through.
They just
without us
thought you were
seeing.
running from the chopper.
Yeah, yeah.
Having flashbacks like, ah!
No, it's a good point though. The logistics of leaving. I reckon if you've got a backpack that's like over maybe 28 litres or something, I think you're in a bit of trouble because like you can't drag that along, and also the space between the seats. That's a huge.
Ooh, yes.
We will start the show soon, by the way. This is,
Yeah, I know.
this
I was
isn't
looking,
it.
I was looking at my notes. I'm like, we have to start.
I think just quickly before we move on.
Yes.
I think the monetary investment is huge. I think a
Yep.
free event, people leave that all wander in, wander out if it's
Yeah,
free.
yeah.
Once you're cash invested.
Yeah,
insane.
yeah. Like at a music festival, you just wander between acts. Like, I wonder if the acts are seeing you completely disengaged, just wandering through, be like,
Anyway, I think we're probably just about ready to go, Dion.
Yeah, let's do
Anything
it.
else?
Oh yeah. Oh, Christian, can you take off your? Why have you got your beanie on? We do have. Yeah, it looks good, isn't it? But we do have a little surprise. See this here? We've actually got.
Just switch those around. Yeah, hold that. There we go. Very good. Beautiful.
Back on, Christian. Doesn't have to be off.
thank you.
Can I just say, Christian's also gone for the thongs, and I'm half expecting to pull a little mini heater out a bit later. Just to keep nice and cozy. Anyway, I think if everyone is ready, let's start the show.
Do you need to wind down your window when you see someone you know at the traffic lights? If questions like this have crossed your mind, then you're in good company. Today we'll be taking a closer look at some of the daily habits and social conventions that make up the monotony of life. Let's extinguish a soiled candle. Let's extinguish a soiled candle and instantly worry that the unexpectedly excessive smoke will set off smoke detectors. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for four old friends to sit around and sew a new patch of their quilted friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian,
Welcome to Patchwork.
Josh,
Welcome to Patchwork.
and our final Melbourne International audience, Melbourne International Comedy Festival audience. Yeah! Got it out in the end. Woo! It's been a long week.
What was a soiled candle?
Soiled candle.
Can I just say before we get started?
Yeah.
You said.
Bone to pick, mate. This is a bone to pick.
Oh, so many bloody bones.
It's been
to
a long
pick.
week. Bit blocked up. I'll blame it on that.
No, but honestly, after last week's live show, Dion did a really long thing.
Yeah, I know.
And he was like, "Got to be shorter next week." He said it to Josh and I. He goes,
did.
"Sorry guys, I've got to
I
be a
know.
bit shorter."
I know.
What happened?
That happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened just right there. Yeah.
Anyway, before we get started,
Yes.
I do have a bone to pick with you, Josh.
Great.
I got a bone to pick.
Now, this morning, we were getting ready for the show, and I was using the bathroom after you.
Yes.
I walked in, and I don't want to start on a particularly blue note, but
Different colour note, I think. That's
Yeah.
where we're going.
it was smelly in there.
Sure.
Right? You left me some napalm in the morning. And I don't like napalm in the morning.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
do you think about your obligations to others when you leave a room?
Surely.
It's a toilet and a bathroom.
Yes.
That's its smell. That's what's going to happen.
Hang on. I appreciate that.
Great.
But we also have, in our bathroom, for those that don't know, Josh and I live together. In our bathroom, we have two things you could have used. One, an air freshener. Two, post-poo drops.
But what are they? Like you have to post them? Post poo drops.
It's like a little, it's like
opposed to-
medicine-based, like
yeah,
a
okay.
vial.
Pre-poo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
the
Right.
pre-poo
Freshens,
drop.
but
Gotcha.
it freshens the air.
Sure. I don't pay that much attention. I go, oh well, that's the
That's
situation.
it, right?
Yeah.
And when you walk into someone else's smell, what do you think?
But I put the lid down, and that like.
So
seals it
that's
off.
enough. So
yeah.
that's where your obligations end.
Yeah.
Lid down.
Yeah, and that contains everything.
Dion?
I'm gobsmacked by the opening, but also by that point. Yeah, that is wild, Josh. So if you're at work then, do you try and mask the smell when you walk out of the toilets?
Mask the smell. It's just it's life, guys. It's life.
No,
all right.
That's not.
If it's particularly bad, I on occasion have sprayed, but I don't want to get too much into the spray.
Unbelievable. What about, okay, so let's say that you're leaving a bathroom. Don't worry about what
Yep.
you've done in there.
Yep.
Just in general.
Yes.
Are there any things going through your mind being like, how do I want to return this bathroom?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of there's so much wet activity. It's like a wet and wild in the bathroom.
You don't want anyone to think that's coming into the bathroom after you that you've done anything that, like, you don't want a little stray bit of
Yeah.
toilet paper there.
Yes.
You don't want that there because they'll think that it's you, even if it wasn't you.
Yes.
So yeah, thinking of other people. I think that's the point that Christian was getting at.
No,
Yeah.
I will think of other bits. For instance, if I've shaved or anything, I'll make sure I get rid of all the clippings.
Okay, great. Which you do. Okay,
Thank
big
you.
one. What about post brushing your teeth? Do you rinse the spittle down, or do you just let it go and then go, that's plenty?
So I will.
Take a guess, Christian.
I reckon you think that saliva's water.
No,
Fine.
no, because it gets stuck on the thing. If you leave it there, it gets sticky.
It does.
Yeah, and so it becomes harder to wash away. So at that moment in time, I'll get a mouthful of water and do the.
Mouthful of water. Mouthful of
And I've got some
water.
aim. I can sort of.
Why not use the tap?
Because
The
our tap
tap
goes
is
straight
right
down.
there.
If it's up on the edge, like, the tap's not. It taps straight down.
You.
Mouth side to
You've
side.
never cupped and moved?
You're cupping and moving.
Cupping and moving. Splash.
Cupping moving does nothing.
Spit or cup.
Spit
Spit or cup.
I'll pass that. But the cupping thing, there's no pressure. There's no water pressure. You need water pressure. Christian's
Yeah.
spot on.
Yeah, and then you use your hand as a water slide.
But what about just moving from room to room? Like, don't even worry about bathroom out of bathroom.
Yes.
What about just if you're sitting with people watching TV and you get up to get out? What are your responsibilities when you move from a room to a room?
Okay.
But you're. Let's qualify. So you're coming back shortly, right? So
Oh.
for instance, you're going to. Hey, you guys, making a cup of tea, right?
Yeah, cup of tea, that kind of
Okay.
thing.
Cup of tea. Got to ask if anyone wants a cup of tea,
Yes.
right?
Can I ask, if you're all watching TV, do you have to? What about can you obscure the view of the TV, or do you have to sort of?
It's
just
very
do a
quick.
little-
You do a show of it, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, that's
You go.
You become the hunchback for a moment.
So ring a bell. Sorry, guys.
Another movie I've walked out of.
I think generally, if you're a cup of tea is a great example because that's a common thing. I think whatever is requested of the other people, it needs to be equal to or less than what you are getting. So anything that is made, I'm making a cup of tea, I'm making a sandwich.
Water, so you're not making water.
You're just getting a water,
Hang
getting
on.
a drink.
Making a sandwich. So if you're saying to someone, I'm leaving to go make a sandwich, they can say, would you make me one too?
I think so.
It depends. No. You know what it depends on? I reckon it depends on the time of day. Because if it's like at lunchtime, there's an expectation. If someone's around at your place at 1 p.m. and you're going to make a sandwich, you got to make them a sandwich. Where are they going to get their lunch from?
No, that's
a
just
sandwich shop.
Yeah. That's just offering someone lunch. No, that's...
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
Okay.
We're talking about, like, this is like a 2 p.m., quick get off the couch. Hey, does anyone want anything? Hey, man, just make me
I
something.
think the flip on that is if you're just getting a drink,
Yeah.
a request to have something made cannot be made. So
Yes.
if I'm just
Got
going
some
to
years. We've got some
Yeah,
years
I'm
over
just
there.
gonna-
Got some people on board. That's good.
I'm just going to grab a Coke, which is a thing you just open.
Yeah.
Then you can't go, can I have a cup of tea? Can you make me a cup of tea?
Just remember,
Yeah,
when you're hearing this,
interesting.
sounds reasonable. This is the guy that takes a shit and doesn't care when he leaves the room. So just bear that in mind.
Hang on. So if I can centre in
He's
on...
going to offer, does anyone else want to take a shit? Still the right thing, Dion taught me well.
So it's about what about if, so you're saying, hey, I'm going to go grab a Coke, which let's say it's the can, for example, right? So that involves...
Look, it'd be Coke, no sugar, to be honest. So
Coke, no sugar.
Yep.
Let's say that there's like 3 actions there. You've got like grabbing the can, opening the can.
Have you guys done this before?
Pouring it in a glass, whatever, right?
You're on it?
What,
Okay.
So what if someone made a request which was like equal, like 3 actions as well? Right? So it's not exactly the same thing, but the same number of
yeah,
actions.
if it's the same amount of effort, I think it's fine to have that
Yeah.
equitable thing occur.
Yeah.
But if it's any more effort, I don't think you can request it.
Yeah, like they can't say, can you please rotate my veggies in the oven?
That's a nice one.
Yeah, right. That's hard.
Yeah, so if you're... Okay, I'm going to go make a cup
Who thinks that that's a fair request?
Rotate veggies in the oven.
wow.
Okay.
Rotate
Who-
veggies in the
hang on,
oven.
hang on. Who doesn't think that's a fair request? Thank you.
Thank you. Doesn't cook veggies. Never does. Never does.
No, but rotating veg is a very personal thing.
You can get it wrong.
What is that?
You silly idiot.
You just said that to 130 people.
You've never had Josh rotate your veggies.
He just shits on them. Come on, Josh, we taught you this.
Okay, so let's say that you're leaving the room. Do you need to offer to the people in the room at what angle they'd like the door to be left at?
Great. And if they want it at the same angle?
That's default.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't ask her like that. You wouldn't say, do you guys want this at the same angle? Like, you wouldn't say it like that.
No, well, you go, how do you want the door left?
I don't think you'd ask.
That's crazy.
Do you want the door open or closed? So that's a more appropriate question.
Yeah.
But you would retain its current state, right?
No. You don't. No, because the dynamics of the room have changed.
No.
This state
How
of
much
the door.
body heat are you giving off?
The pressure. Heaps.
Take the video off.
That's true.
It's steaming. There's a fire underneath. That's a cloche. You guys didn't realise it puts the fire out. No, because the dynamics, let's say that it's you and I sitting in the room.
Yep.
We like the door ajar. When I leave and I say, Josh, how do you want the door? You might love the door closed.
There's very few circumstances in which I want the door closed. I think like a nighttime movie watch. The nighttime movie watch that's about it for closing the living room door, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like watching. But
This is the show, Dion. Engage. Engage.
Sorry, I'm back on.
Let me get back to you. Josh, can we talk about this after the show? I really like a door that is slightly ajar.
Yeah, it's great.
Because a slightly ajar door is inviting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's ever a time, well, there's a few times, but there's never really a time where I don't want anyone to just come in, like, feel like they can't just come in.
That's true. We do like a slightly ajar door. That's totally true, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
not
I-
lying, folks.
I'm happy to leave the door open. Any winter though, just always close it. I think it's always if it's cold and you're gonna let the heat out. Can't let the heat
Jesus.
out. Don't let the heat out.
Josh is obsessed with letting the heat out.
Really?
Yeah, anytime, because I really love things open, and I love the fact that you can create wind tunnels in houses.
Oh, can you?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
that's
appealing
great to
in the
know.
middle of winter, doesn't it?
Yes.
A
Because
wind tunnel
sometimes
in your home.
Sometimes wearing a wind sheeter, you get warm. Front door open, back door open. You basically have an Arctic tundra through your corridor.
Arctic tundra.
Yeah. So, and then Josh, who's letting the heat out?
Yeah.
All the heat.
Keep it closed. Maybe we should move on.
Yeah.
And now it's time for Oh Wow of the Week. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Lobsters have bladders on either side of their heads, which means they're communicating by urinating at each other.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So the other night, I was on my couch, the door was ajar.
Yeah.
Josh was making a sandwich. And I came across, I was on Instagram and I came across, I was sort of scrolled right to the bottom, and I came across Sigmund Freud's Instagram profile with the handle Ziggy Dreambuster 69. And there's a photo of Sigmund laying in a recliner with the caption, "Stupid housemate again threw a banana peel on the floor. I wanted to use the banana in one of my theses about sexuality, but ended up slipping on it and breaking my arm. Oh no, looks like another Freudian slip." Hashtag comfy leather recliner. Hashtag Temple and Webster.
That's really interesting because I was on Instagram as well scrolling.
way.
I always got right to the bottom, and I got to the account of Samuel Morse at dat.dashdude. And the picture was a sheet of paper covered in dots and dashes, and the caption said, "Just made a new secret code for me and my mates can finally tell dirty jokes across the Atlantic." And the hashtag less is Morse.
Funnily, I also, me too,
actually?
scrolling through Instagram, yep, and I scrolled all the way back I was scrolling for ages and I found an ancient soldier of Troy at Not Happy Trojan. And the ancient soldier had posted a photo of an enormous wooden horse standing in the main centre of Troy. And the caption reads, "Oh my God, literally so lovely of the Greeks to deliver this big wooden horse to us. Such a thoughtful gift considering all of the fighting. Thinking of returning it though because it keeps giggling and shushing itself." Hashtag my big fat Greek war horse. Hashtag soldier boys up in this horse.
The other day, I went to... It was the other day,
Just the
isn't
other
it?
day.
Just the other day. I went to a friend's place, and there were some people there that I hadn't seen in a while. People from way back, 15 years ago. But I wasn't that sort of close to them. I wasn't particularly close to them at the time. So it was actually a really, really lovely time. But the conversation it sort of needed to be pushed along. But it was fine. And then after, a few of us left at the same time, got in our cars. But what happened was, I noticed that I was at a sort of a big intersection, and I noticed that I was at the traffic lights, and one of the guys who sort of I had a quick chat to, but didn't have much to say to, was at the traffic lights, and he was at the car next to me. And we sort of just glanced at each other, and then realised, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? So like, I wound down my window.
So you're right next to each other.
Yeah, right next to each other. Wound down the window, looked over at him. He wound down his window. And I was like, great, it's a great party, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, it's just that, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, it's great. I was like, yeah, maybe see you soon. And then there was that 15 seconds where you're sitting there next to him, you're waiting for those fucking lights to turn green, no idea what to do, and just froze. And so like fiddling around and like...
I kind of think in that situation, you have the luxury, if it's someone that you don't really know,
Yep.
you have the luxury of going, great party, yep, and then go, all right, I'll chat to you next time, window up.
Yeah,
if
what
it's
about-
someone that you don't really know.
Sound of that window going up though.
Yeah.
Even in traffic,
Especially
you
if
can
you're
hear
putting it up first.
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
Can I ask, did you instigate the window down?
I did. Yeah.
Because
I did.
I won't really go the window down.
No way.
Nah,
Unless
if
it's a
you make
close-
eye contact.
Yeah, unless it's like a close friend I'm going to make a silly joke with.
Hang on, but if it's someone that you've just met at a party and you're at the lights
Yeah.
and then you make eye contact.
It's a wave and an eyebrow.
I don't
Thank
know.
you so much.
Okay, wait a second.
Wait, got
Wait a
something
second. But what happens if they're down and they put their window down?
Yeah, you've got to.
Do you know what it was? It was
yeah.
my window was slightly ajar, and so I felt like I just had to bring it down just that little bit more. Anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you do?
I don't. I will like look and you go, oh, hey, wave eyebrow,
Yep.
and then I'm just back front and I'm just like, just eyes forward, mate. You cannot look elsewhere now. You've done that and that's done, and you've just got to worry about what's in front of you.
So self-conscious though, with all that
Yeah.
pressure coming from the right hand
And
side.
maybe do a good lean it to check the lights just to. Still waiting.
I think it's really difficult when you know the person in the car next to you because the windows go down. They have to go down, right? If it's someone
Yep.
that you know very well.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
But when that light goes green and you're still chatting,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah. The problem is you don't know how long that conversation will
Yeah.
go for, do you?
Yeah,
No,
so
it's-
you've got to come up with something really succinct.
Yeah.
It's
to
very
talk
easy.
about.
What do you got?
Oh, catch you later, mate.
No, but you're in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, and the lights change.
And then you're both accelerating mid-conversation.
No, before you take off. What do you do cruising at 60? Yeah, mate, it's a good day, wasn't
Nah.
it? Yeah.
Do you know what would be great? It'd be great if you just say to him, hey, pull over, I'm just going to finish off this conversation with you. Pull over.
But surely there's a moment where you're both accelerating and you're continuing, like you're finishing the conversation off.
Very quickly.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Finishing that conversation so quickly
But it
is
doesn't
hard.
matter because you're both in the same boat. If you're like, we're both in the same car, of like, we're moving now, we're going, conversation over, sorry, we get it.
You wave?
Yeah, do it all.
Do you know what I want to know as well? Like when that, so you drive off, what's your driving?
Straight away.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight away, I am letting them push ahead. I am going very slowly and I'm letting cars, I'm almost reversing back through traffic to allow more cars ahead of me so I am nowhere near their car.
Same-
at the
same
net
lane?
lights. I will disappear. I will hit a different road. I'll be late.
Because you just can't do that interaction again.
Nah,
Yeah.
no way am I going there. And then because you arrive at the lights and you're like, if I look left
Yeah.
and they're looking right, window down again.
Yeah.
But what's
And I
good-
just wrapped the conversation up.
But what you can do is merge into their lane so you're behind them and you're guaranteed to not get
no,
next
no,
to
no,
them.
no way.
Problem with that.
Even worse.
Catch their eye in the mirror.
Catch their eye in the rearview mirror.
It's like when you're at the hairdresser and you're like, do I look there? Do I look at the hairdresser? You no idea where to look.
Because they look up. All the attention's on you. You have to entertain. Do you like do something funny with
No,
your
you don't. You
sunglasses?
just don't look at it. You don't look at
Do
it.
something with your hand. I always do something with my hands.
What?
Oh, just a bird. But I'm not holding a microphone.
like a shadow puppet scene.
What do you think birds look like? Isn't that turtle?
Are you when you guys are cruising with the
Cruising with the
top down,
Yeah.
windows down? How conscious are you of what is going on in your car, particularly when you have the windows down? Say it's a nice sunny day here in Melbourne.
Yeah,
in
like-
sunny Melbourne.
Like music.
Music, yes.
Or music. I don't like to make a ruckus when I'm driving. Like
You bring that, don't you?
I bring that. I sometimes bring it, but yeah, I don't love. I think particularly because I like classical music as well, and you can't blast that shit, can you? You just can't blast. Like,
But do
chap
you
laps
enjoy
at
classical
Mozart.
mood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy classical music loud?
Yes, I do.
So why don't you listen to it loud?
Actually, fun fact about my dad. My dad, when he was like 21, he got pulled over by police playing Mahler, which is this Mahler composer, really, really loud, and he got fined for loud music. 21, blasting it, loud Mahler.
I feel cool if I've got music on.
I don't feel cool because I've mentioned I like classical music, so
No, like I feel kind of good. If I've got a podcast on, I'm way more conscious of the volume of that when I pull up the lights and my windows are open and other people's windows.
Really?
Because I'm like, they don't need to know what podcast I'm listening to because it's never going to sound cool.
But how loud
Yeah.
would you listen to a podcast though?
Oh, when the windows are open and the wind is blowing, it's quite loud.
Yeah,
You
this
gotta crank it
episode's a
up.
banger.
But like it's quite loud in the car, so you got to crank it up. And it's when you come to a stop that you go, that's very loud.
Yeah, I think the only time that I'm really cognizant of the volume of what I'm listening to is when I'm on a phone call.
Oh, I think we
too
talked about
loud.
before. How weirdly
Yeah.
loud is the
Yeah.
phone call?
Yeah,
In the
hands
car,
free.
it's like the windows are shut and it's
It's
super
unbelievable.
loud.
I can tell when cars are making phone calls at the front of our place.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's
What?
just, the
Really
ringer is
weird.
too loud. You don't need that.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand why you.
Does
why,
everyone experience that? Yeah.
Pretty strange, isn't it?
It's bizarre. I just don't get it.
To answer your question, Josh, for how much I look at people in other cars, I don't think I reflect enough on my behaviour in the car.
Do you look at other people a lot in other cars?
Yeah, that's all you've got to do.
Really? But you
And
can't-
drive.
You can't. You can't look at someone twice though. That's
Why?
right. You rock up to the lights, have a look, can't have another
I
look.
mainly pick a person. I'm like, I am just tracing you.
Stare you down.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a particularly high vehicle, say a van or a truck,
Oh.
and you get like unfettered view down onto someone where they can't really see you at all? It's very voyeuristic.
Ooh.
It's very strange.
Yeah, it's very strange. Christian would love it. just on the back of what you said.
No, well, I love being in a van.
Oh,
I
you
think-
love a van.
Yeah, love vans.
Why?
Something about, like, it feels like you're driving a small truck.
Well, you are.
Well, yeah. but I don't think I'll ever have the opportunity to drive a truck, so it's the closest I'll get.
Josh was driving a van actually last week.
Yes, Dean and I hired a van to go pick something up.
Yeah.
How did you feel with my driving?
Oh, your driving was great.
Great. I pride myself
Yeah,
on
you
that.
are.
No, no.
Josh, you're a great driver.
I know.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
But, thanks, mate. No, it
3
was-
cheers for Josh. Oh, great.
We got one. No, it wasn't the driving of the van that was the problem. It's when we transitioned to your normal car, that was a disaster.
Yes.
What'd you do?
So,
You smashed on the brakes.
the brakes on the van were very, very soft. Had to push them very hard. Brakes on my car, they're very sensitive.
How long had you been driving your car for?
But you can't
Consecutive
just
years?
instantly switch.
Yes, you can. You
No,
switch
can't.
cars.
Yeah, and then my muscle memory from the last hour and a half is going press hard, press hard.
Is that what
we
your doctor
stopped.
told you?
Make any sense? Thank you.
Muscle memory.
The other thing I want to talk about as well, Christian.
Yes.
What is housed in your glove box in your car?
And that's one of the things you might rummage when you're at the lights and you're like, I better check in my glove box.
What? I honestly can't remember opening my glove box since I got my car, because at the outset you get the car, the glove box is open, you go, there's nothing in here, I'll fill it with my shit. So it's the owner's manual,
Yep.
tissues,
Tissue, a box or like a little packet?
just like a little packet.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Hand sand.
Yep.
When did that come into the car?
Or from the start.
Really?
wow.
Head of the curve.
time.
Yeah,
No, it's
great.
great.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
I've always known.
Very hygienic.
A torch.
Yeah, I got a torch.
Torch.
What?
Yeah, a little torch boy.
Tell me why you have a torch.
I don't
Have
know.
a guess, mate.
What? Because it's on your phone?
Great point.
Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Unless you have a spare phone in your glove box as well.
But the torch that I have has like a red cover on it, so it doesn't destroy your night sight. So there you go.
Do you know what
Sorry?
Got a red cover on it, so it shines red, so it doesn't destroy your eyesight. Your night vision.
Would you
Why
like
do you
to
think in the military they use red torches?
We didn't know that. Did anyone else know that they use red torches in the military?
Is anyone here in the military?
Anyway. So that's got an added feature that your phone doesn't have. Thank you so much.
The thing about the glove box, though, I feel like it's remnants of a past self-reflective you. So, for instance, I have
Yeah.
muesli bars in there. Never use them. They'd be 10 years old.
But is your thought process, hey Dion, you'll be hungry one day.
Yeah. And I'll never forget that they're there.
You'll never forget that they're there.
Yeah,
But
I
now
always
they're,
forget that they're there.
But they're stale now.
They're absolutely stale. I looked the other day.
You know
stale.
they're in there and you don't take them out.
Nah.
2 seconds, mate.
Emergency. It's like your red light,
Emergency.
mate. Yeah,
Emergency music bar. Just help jack up the car. They're so hard and firm now.
No, for those people here who get hangry, do you have spare like stuff in your food in
Like
your car?
sugary shit in your
Yeah,
bags.
yeah. There you go. Got to be
Yeah.
Not 10 years old, though, right?
No, not 10 years old. 5 years old.
I don't really trust a glove box anymore because
There's no gloves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have seen someone my
No box.
Does anyone have gloves in their glove box?
Please, someone.
What?
Oh,
Actually?
you do? Oh, great. What are they made from? Oh, okay.
Great.
Makes sense.
Amazing. Driving gloves? Like cool driving gloves? Oh, right. Just leather gloves.
oh no more questions.
One more. Do you wear them? Get rid of them.
Yeah, I don't really trust. I don't really trust the glove box anymore because I was in. Well, so when I was younger, my cousin and I were effectively, let's say, drag racing around the suburbs of Bulleen.
With leather gloves.
Yeah, and I thought I'd be clever and cut him off at the roundabout by going kind
So
of.
clever to
Yeah.
cut off someone in the car when you're drag racing.
Yeah, let's judge
Very
me for
clever.
being young and stupid.
Yeah.
Josh. I'm agreeing it was a dumb move.
Great.
Anyway, and as I deserved, I hadn't approximated how high the curve was, and then my car just completely airborne. I was basically mid-flight. Like I was at altitude for 20 meters. And I smashed into the ground and I almost hit a tree and all this, and my whole car was just completely fucked, right? And I was like, okay, this is your first accident. There it is, out of the way. You idiot, you'll learn from this. But the weirdest thing was...
Can I say, most people knock into a shopping trolley or something. Yeah, my first accident.
The weirdest thing was, right? My passenger side window was not down. My glove box was not open. But I got out of the car and found the CDs that were in my glove box littered across the neighborhood. I still to today have no idea how they got out of the car.
Were they in people's CD players? Is the whole neighborhood was playing music?
Most of what my cousin and I were doing when we went around was picking up the CDs from the grass. I was like, oh, there's that one. Oh, there's my sugar.
I used to have CDs in my car. Till very recently, I didn't use them at all, but I had a CD wallet that had heaps of CDs in it. They're all cracked. They're not in there anymore. The other thing I got the $1 coin for the trolley at the supermarket. Huge.
Oh, huge.
In your glove box?
Yeah.
I like
It's got
it.
little coin holders, so
I never
it's a
had a
world
coin.
car.
Yeah. Well
The
done.
other thing I have is 2 broken phone cradles, which should go.
Yeah.
They
Straight
should
in the
go.
bin.
I accumulate them like all hell. Phone cradles.
You're nuts though.
Yeah.
The number of
Yeah.
of gadgets you've got
Yeah.
is mental.
Well, that's gadgets and muesli bars mostly.
yeah.
There's a
And
lot.
one day they'll combine the two.
Do you know what? Actually, when you go to McDonald's, when you go to fast food and you go through drive-through and you get a wad of serviettes, I usually apportion them to the glove box. I've got a never-ending supply of serviettes. You like that
Really?
shit? Yeah. Yeah, I thought you would.
All right, well, maybe we should move on.
Ooh, I love this one.
What you do?
Because I don't have to do anything.
Yep.
So, Josh and I, years ago, we used to do some imitations of BBC radio announcers.
Everyone know this? Yep, heard this before.
And Josh was far superior than I was. He used to let me do it, basically, with him.
It's a team effort, mate. Come on.
Thanks. Anyway, so you all know what this is. I would like Josh just to prove that Josh doesn't think about it beforehand. Does someone want to shout out an event or an occasion? Just anything.
Just to theme it. You know, we did like the Christmas one.
Prince Philip's death. Awesome.
Great.
Hang on.
Prince
Get a couple
Philip's
more.
funeral. Prince Philip's funeral.
That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Are you happy with the funeral?
Yeah, look, it's fine.
Just the death in general?
Yeah, it's all right.
Happy with the death. Okay. Yep.
All right. You ready to go, Josh?
Yeah. Let's give it a go. Yes, here we are. Prince Philip's funeral. It's going to go all day, all night. It's going to be absolutely massive. We've got the cask viewing. That's on at 1 a.m. It's going to be great fun for everyone. Got some amazing lights. At some point later in the night, the smoke machine's going to come on. The ethereal corpse of Prince Philip will be performing live on stage for one final time. But if you are coming, there is a singles queue for the Queen. She's going to get priority entry. She's going to be coming straight through that door, straight onto the dance floor. But the thing you got to remember, we're still going to be COVID safe here. So what you got to do is line up together and make sure you keep that distance. But the other thing you've got to do is make sure you pay your respects at the door. We're not taking a cover charge today. No, we're not. It's free, but you must bring some flowers. Get the flowers, get them up, get them on the dance floor, get some drinks, put the flowers in the drinks, keep the flowers going. This is a long song. Make sure we're there. The whole family's going to be there. Megan's coming back. Harry's coming back. They're very angry, but I'll tell you, if there's one thing that brings a family together, it's the death of a very old person. Great suggestion. Amazing.
Thank you. And thank you to Prince Philip as well. Couldn't have done it without him.
Now, this comedy festival, I've gone and seen a lot of shows, and one thing I've become very conscious of is how I sit in my chair and how many times I will adjust my position in the chair when I become uncomfortable, and particularly those moments in which I choose to adjust in my chair. I don't know if you're having a similar experience today, where you're picking moments where you go, I'll wait for the end of this bit and then I'll adjust.
Nah.
What? So
No one is doing that.
You literally
Okay.
just did it then.
Hang on. I did what? I moved my leg?
Yeah, it's an adjustment.
No.
Can I
Josh
no,
is-
I mean picking a point to do the
Oh,
adjustment.
I'm sorry.
So my question is, Christian, do you have a default way that you will sit?
In a regular seat, not a stool?
Yes, regular seat.
Absolutely. I will cross my legs. Here, anyone crossing their legs? I can't do it here because it's a stool. Yeah, like this.
Yep.
Cross legs, and then I'll fold my arms. I like everything to be tucked in.
Yeah, very closed body language you like. That's
Yeah,
great.
very
Yeah.
close.
How about you, Dion?
For me, I like to have, if I can put my foot up on something in front of me, that's ideal. Have you got any people who like to soil
Oh.
seats?
What about in a cinema?
Yeah.
When there's no one in the row in front of you.
Oh, it's amazing.
And you can drip your knees.
It's
just
so
melt
good.
them over like hot wax. Your
The
knees
cinema?
Yeah.
Sorry, are you talking about putting it in between the arms?
No. There's no one in front of you.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's acceptable.
Sorry.
And then
legs over the top of the chair.
over, and then your knees, the crevice behind your knees sits on the cushion.
Hang on. Where's the wax?
Where's the wax? That's from all the candles in the cinema.
So I don't mind like a foot resting on the armrest, on the back of the armrest. But that you're not going over the top.
Why not?
It's a soft chair. You can get shoes on the
Wait,
back
wait,
of
wait,
the
wait,
you
wait,
ever
wait,
done
wait,
it?
Wait,
No.
what's your argument?
Then-
Soft chair.
Exactly.
Dirty up the back of the chair for the next person.
There's rats on the ground.
Yeah, it's true. The rats are popping their feet up. We're like, yeah, we're chilling out. I think I generally, I just go a normal straight, If it's like a sitting at a show or something,
Boring.
I will have but I'll have a normal
Yeah,
straight
that's fair.
situation. But then some of my move, I do like the cross. I do often the cross and the lean, the elbow on.
Oh,
I know.
and
I
I'll
know.
lock that in for a good 10 minutes.
He shows off, doesn't he, his flexibility?
I've got two things. One, I do want to. I first want to point out, and I know we've discussed it before, but Josh is like a pretzel. He basically tangles himself up and then just like untangles in an instant.
Which a pretzel does.
Well, you can untangle a
Oh,
pretzel,
can you?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Those in the front row can see. Can we just do a quick little? Don't feel self-conscious, but we're just going to do a little
Don't
review
feel
of the front row.
self-conscious. Yep. How's everyone
There's
sitting?
two crossed. You had the that
had
up before. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that one. That's a good one. When you got the room to do it. Now, how about the people in the aisle here? Is anyone abusing the fact they're in the aisle and going a bit of a leg stretch?
Oh,
Yeah.
we've got a bit of spreading, I'd say. And it's a man. Is that...
But are you conscious of how many of changing your, like, say you're quite close to someone, particularly a stranger?
Yeah.
Are you conscious of when I move and adjust, I'm gonna annoy them because I am.
I
Absolutely.
think that you're thinking way too much about your adjustments. Like,
Yeah.
to be honest, there would have been hundreds of adjustments throughout the show. Have you picked up on any of them?
Oh, he's
No.
I thought you were counting them.
No. I was just reviewing. I was doing a little vox
We've got
pop.
the tally board behind you.
I don't know, but it's just more like I feel like it disturbed. But it's more of a point with the people next to me. I'm worried about disturbing than anything else. I don't want to disturb the people around me by moving and shuffling.
Yeah, because it takes them out of the show.
Yes, it can do that.
But
Potentially.
but how big are your movements? Show us. Can you please show us all?
Well, if I go, it's not that big, but it's just that, right? Like it's enough when the seats are connecting you that close.
And how often are you changing?
Well, probably between bits.
So you're waiting for someone to finish a bit. You're waiting
there's
for
a big laugh.
raucous laughter.
Yeah, I'll wait for
and
a
then
big
you
laugh.
Go, fuck.
Yeah, it's like opening a choc top. I'm waiting for a big laugh.
Do you open the choc top during the show?
No, I don't eat choc tops. It's a metaphor. No, I'll wait for a moment that feels appropriate. There's a laugh, there's a lot of movement. Everyone's ha ha ha, let's settle down again. Rather than just like they're building up to a punchline.
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna move now.
How do you feel? The thing that I always associate with you, Josh, is the fact that you can Vietnamese man squat on the floor.
Yeah, I think
interesting.
it's super normal to me. But I think
It
it's
is
like the back of
unbelievable.
my
You basically can hover your bottom like an inch off the ground
And my
with
feet
your
are flat.
heels
Yeah.
flat.
Is Super Normal a Vietnamese restaurant?
I don't know.
Someone check that for us if you could. That'd be great.
Fact checking.
The other thing is that I think that people are moving in their seats so much because seats are uncomfortable. Like great venue, and every venue's great. The comedy festival.
Here we go.
But the way that seats are made, there's no ergonomics to it.
Yeah.
Make it incredibly ergonomic and curved.
Just get $130, $200 chairs.
No, but that's the thing.
what we should
But
get.
that's my point. Why should it cost more to make a curved one than
Oh,
a straight
wow.
one?
Come on, mate.
Definitely
Come
not
on, mate.
touching on this.
No.
Not touching that one.
Are you sitting drastically different when you're in, say, your desk chair at home by yourself in your own room?
I honestly think my bottom has a mind of its own because I always, when I sit, I make a very conscious decision to go, okay, Christian, sit bottom at the back of the chair.
Yep.
Right? Sit there.
And then it
5
just
minutes
moves.
later, I'm honestly like tipping off the edge.
It's
of the front,
unbelievable. I'm the same.
Like on a diagonal slant.
What is
And I
that?
don't know how I got there.
I don't know either. It's bizarre. But what about like something like a beanbag? How do you sit in a beanbag? It's just like it's.
Hope for the
every
best, right?
every single beanbag that's ever been created does not have enough beans in it.
No, but
They
you
never have
hang
enough
on.
beans.
Hang on. You fill the beans. You're
Everyone I've ever
responsible.
been on has not had enough beans.
Have you ever filled the beans yourself?
Be honest with him,
very
Josh.
expensive.
The beans?
Yeah.
You're
You
not
buy the
buying
big bags of-
cannellini beans.
Oh, what? You're not meant to just
No.
drain it and then put them in the...
No, leave the water in there.
I always feel so let down by a beanbag because it always looks like such a good idea.
Yeah.
And then you sit in it and you're like, oh, this is garbage.
And you kind of end up on the floor anyway.
Yeah, it's really strange.
And there's like a massive wad of beans behind you that's unused.
And also, try gracefully getting off a beanbag.
Just roll off to the side and then crawl away.
What I really dislike is when a restaurant forces you to sit cross-legged.
yeah, bloody cultures.
Oh, you mean like one of those low
nothing-
tables?
Yeah, the low tables.
Oh, the low
right?
table, right.
Why? What about people
Because
who
it's
can't
because it's
do
comfortable
that?
for me.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
And then I have to not only sit uncomfortably, but pretend like I'm not uncomfortable whilst eating.
When you're making the booking, do you think that they should tell you that the seats are lower than normal level?
Yes. No. That seats won't be provided.
Why do you like it so much?
I'm quite comfortable sitting on the ground.
I think that there's a bit of a movement of, like, going to people's houses. There's a movement of people sitting on the floor a little bit more. I bloody love sitting on the floor.
At home?
Absolutely.
With guests?
Yeah.
Has
Yes.
anyone else experienced this movement?
This movement? No?
I think if I'm sitting if I'm going to your house, Dion, and we're sitting on the floor, as long as you've got a wall accessible nearby for me to lean against, no problem.
Which you'll just slide down.
We're sleeping, right? I think that's plenty. That's plenty.
Oh wow, this Chinese restaurant's great. The food's so delicious here, isn't it?
I actually think it was Vietnamese.
Oh, was it? Probably should be Chinese though, shouldn't it?
Why are you squatting like that, Christian?
Just great. You know what I
Yeah,
love
very
about
full.
here?
I'm very full.
The fortune cookies here, they're just great.
Yeah,
aren't
they're
they?
great. They're very
So
different.
profound.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Do you want to kick us off, Dion?
Yeah, I'll just grab one of them. When
You see,
why
You
see,
you
should
see. When you see what you see,
you should see.
you should see.
Can you guys help us to keep track of these?
need a
We're
hand.
rubbish.
Need a hand.
We're
Was that,
rubbish.
was that right?
What was it? What was it? Oh, that cleared it up. Maybe I'll do one. Sometimes
People,
think
that
it's
no
big
deal. Sometimes people think it's no big deal. Right?
Okay.
And my cookie. Yummy.
Yummy.
Why have we got these microphones at the restaurant?
Occasionally,
When
One,
recognizes
that
one,
believes
in
strange
creatures.
amongst
friends.
I've got no idea. Anyone?
bit of help.
Nah.
These occasionally.
Occasionally, when one recognizes
Recognizes
strange creatures can be
amongst
good
friends.
friends.
Can
That's
be
when good creatures
become good friends.
That's what it was. That's what it was. All right, it's that time in the show those of you desperate to leave have been waiting for. It's the break. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. It is very quick. You can grab a little drink at the bar here, the bar downstairs, quick trip to the toilet. Really good. So the board is still available for a few more minutes. If you've got one you want to chuck on the board, head downstairs, chuck that on. We'll be doing that after the break. Also, in the break, have a think. Is there something you want to chat about from this show or from a past show or just a bet you want to settle with a mate,
Anything.
that kind of thing? It's over to you guys for the back part of the show.
And it's not recorded.
Yes, it's not recorded.
Don't worry.
So don't stress about that.
Yep.
But yeah, quick 5-minute break. Back shortly and we'll get on with it. Alrighty. Just about ready to wrap up the recorded episode. And then on to the People's Pat shortly after.
Yes.
Is everyone happy? Everyone comfortable? Ready to
yeah.
go?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, we left. How many lose?
Christian's going to go without his microphone for this.
Great. We will need a bit of help with this next segment, so can we please get the following people up on
Oh, yeah.
stage? Can we get Dina? I don't have your cards, guys.
Toddy.
Elise.
Dina, Totty, and Elise. Can you guys come on up? Big round of applause, guys.
Okay, Okay, just to kick everyone off,
Hey, Dina, how you going?
do you know what's really good? When seemingly depleted AA batteries work perfectly in another device.
Oh, really
Really good.
Do you know what's really good? The satisfying feeling of peeling back the paper on a new tub of butter.
Really good.
You know what's really good? When your towel dries completely before the next time you shower.
Oh, really good. Why did you go first?
I don't know. Why did you see the spot?
Great.
I'll take it. You know what's really good? When friends offer to help you move without even asking.
Really good. You know what's really good. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us for this lovely, lovely second and final show of Welcome to Patchwork at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival! Thank you to Comedy Republic. Thank you to Ali and Kinetic Screen. Remember, we've still got a bit coming though, so just relax, just pipe down. But what we're going to do is every week, I think we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. So, Josh, what patch did you sew into the quilt this week?
Thank you, Dion. My patch this week was me leaving the living room asking Christian if he wants anything and him requesting I pick up his 200 CDs spread across the neighbourhood. Christian, what patch did you sew this week?
Thank you, Josh. This week I sewed into my patch you feeling very welcomed walking into the bathroom after me and seeing a toilet with a slightly ajar lid. And Dion, what did you sew into your patch?
My patch this week is me driving around the streets of Bulleen with Christian with my feet up on the seats, eating 10-year-old lobster from the glove box. Now, before we say our little goodbyes, we're about to get you to say live patchwork audience.
Remember that phrase.
So, thank you for listening to Welcome to Patchwork for another week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
We've been a live patchwork audience. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thanks, guys.
It's a bit of fun, wasn't it? All right, guys, now is the time in the show. It's over to you guys. So, you guys are going to be driving this. If there's anything you want to talk about, now's your chance. You're welcome to come up on stage. You're going to have a bit of a chat with us. Yep. You don't have to. If you just want to say it from your seat, that's totally fine. Does anyone have any roaring questions?
Roaring 90s, 80s?
20s. Any lions out there?
50s, 20s. I don't know.
Jay, can we see a little bit of the house?
Anyone got something they want to chat about?
It's a lovely house.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we've got a hand up. Would you like to come up?
No, just ask.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I just was wondering, what you guys would do if you came to a comedy festival show with a group of friends and one of your friends was performing.
Yep.
And you asked one of the friends who you came with, who was your favourite performer? Who performed? And they chose someone other than your friend.
In that hypothetical situation, what would you do?
Yeah, no, very interesting question, Jesse.
I guess you base it on...
You want to kick this one off, do you, Christian?
I think we're all very curious to know who the friend picked.
It's an interesting one because you don't have favourites with kids. Why with performers?
But I think it's a stylistic thing, right? I think that a lot of feedback we've received from listeners has been everyone sort of gravitates to particular parts of us and maybe I'm a 20% Christian, I'm a 10% Josh, I'm a 70% Dion. I hope I got that right. 70% Dion. I think that you probably just the ones that sort of match up with your worldview a bit more. You probably enjoy that a bit.
How did he go with the percentage?
100. That was 100% patchwork.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, no, it was 100%. But in terms of the split, all right, what did you say about yourself? 10%. That seems about right.
Modest.
Yeah, that seems about right.
20% me. 70% you.
That's not right. That's not right.
Again, it's hypothetical.
How would you deal with that situation? I think that you would say, you know what? Everyone's got their preferences, and maybe you go into bat. If you think that Dion is the best, and you think that's undisputed, go into bat for Dion. God damn it, that's brave.
It could be braver.
I think it's fine. I think it's completely fine and normal to discuss the show afterwards and people go, this is my favourite bit, I really enjoyed that, and I don't think you need to stress or worry about it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens though after the show, right?
Has anyone else got something they want to chat about? Oh, there's one at the back there. Did you want to come up and have a chat, or?
Come have a chat.
Yeah, come on. Round of applause. And what's your name?
Hi, Laura.
Laura. Thank you, Laura. Hello.
Hi. So I just demonstrated the exact dilemma. I know you're partial to a bit of live classical music and various theatre environments. When you scooch out of a row of people to go to the bathroom and then do the return scooch, do you do butt side to the people or do you do boob side to the people?
Oh, it depends if you got boobs, I guess, but good question. Josh, would you like to kick us off?
I almost do I sometimes weave and do a turn. So you're doing big steps. So you might be you go, excuse me, and then you can do that, excuse me.
So everyone gets, so you want, it's 50%. It's like at a wedding for the main meals.
Yeah, it's a dish.
Bottom, crotch.
Yeah,
Bottom,
What if you just extend it to like a boot scooting routine?
That's bizarre. Do you actually do that?
Sometimes if there's a bag or some big obstruction that I need to step over in a significant way, then I can do a rotate with a big step. But generally, I think I'm probably going butt first, I reckon.
Yeah, so I'm going front first so that I can apologise.
Oh, great.
So I want to engage their face so I can be so sorry.
But
maybe a touch on the shoulder.
So that's a bit much.
I did like that.
Maybe a caress. A gentle caress.
Oh no! What about a shimmy? Just drop it a little shimmy.
What did you do when you came out here?
Well,
do you remember? I mean, it was a few minutes ago.
They're actually all my work colleagues, so I also consulted them on the way about what would be appropriate and comfortable for them.
Yeah, do you have to ask consent before scooching?
Oh, I don't know. I was also wondering whether, if they were a larger person, and this has happened more in a theatre setting where maybe they built them 100 years ago when people were smaller, but you're kind of doing the lunge over someone's legs.
Yeah. Well, it is. The question is, as the person sitting, do you go the full stand up or do you scoot your legs to the side? I have to go to the side and can kind of manage that pretty well.
Pretzels can do that.
So
quite
when
easily.
they then do the stand up, right?
Yep.
So if I'm coming through doing, and then a man stands up in front of me, and then I'm like,
you
this.
flip it then.
And then he's caressing you.
That's no better.
That's better. That's way better.
Sorry.
Face to face, like you're doing the tango. That's weirder.
So then what about context? What if it's your work colleagues or your mum or a stranger?
I think
or
it's
a man or a woman?
With friends, it's so much easier, right? Because you can do a big butt lean into
You do
them.
stupid stuff.
Because you don't.
So true.
You drop a shimmy for sure.
Yeah, you play into it, right? But with strangers, that's where it's dangerous territory.
So you don't do that with strangers?
I drop my bottom in their face.
I'm just wondering, Christian, you're caressing them. I'm just wondering if you drop the bottom.
Can we get a consensus? Are most people doing butt towards the person or face towards the person?
Oh.
Let's go butt and face.
I think the butts have it.
The butts have
it. Anyway, thank
3
you,
cheers
Laura.
for the butts.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Anyone else? There's one over there. Yes? Do you want to come up or from your seat? Yeah.
Stay in the seat.
I'll
That's
stay.
okay.
Oh!
Thank you
Question
so
was,
much.
will there be a sequel?
So, can I just say,
actually,
can I just say that Josh, so obviously everyone knows that Josh and I are the big fans of Mr. Minute, and the reason that it was killed so abruptly is because Dion just couldn't stand it.
That's not the reason. That's not the
Yes, it
reason.
is.
I thought it was shit. That's
Sure.
the reason.
But Josh and I have been playing around with an idea.
Yes. Great.
I don't know if it's... Well, mainly we have to sell it to Dion.
Sell it.
But it's Detective Shittooth.
And it's just essentially people accost. Detective Shittooth isn't talked it's all talked at him. So it's
Yeah.
like the detective. God damn it, Shittooth, you're out of control.
Yeah, it's basically Mr. Minute with a different name. Gonna see if Dion gets into that.
Shittooth, give me your badge, give me your gun. You're a loose cannon. You're off the force.
Yeah, heaps of that. So anger.
Do you ever hear from Shittooth?
No.
You never hear him.
So
No.
he's just been
yelled at all the
Shittooth.
time.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. Let's do it, and let's not include it in an episode. Perfect.
We'll try. We'll desperately try.
I'm also quite desperate to know people who liked Mr. Minute. And people who didn't like it? It's very divided.
I think the dislikes have it, Josh.
No, it's the most divisive thing we've done, I reckon, Mr. Minute.
Yep.
Bizarre. It's a minute of your life, guys. Get over it. Anyone else?
Great question.
Got anything they want to chat about?
What's up?
There's one over here somewhere, is there?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Do you want to come up?
I mean, you did put your hand up.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
So back.
What was your name first?
My name's Adam.
Adam.
Hello.
Hi, Adam.
Do you have a problem? Is that what?
No. So many bones to pick, but not today.
Is this a bone to pick?
No, it's not a bone to pick.
Okay.
No. It could be. No. So backing, back to the party. So you're not in the car, you're at the party.
Yep.
The same friend you don't know pulls up at the bathroom. You engage in a conversation while you're waiting for the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
Mid-conversation. You don't know how long the wait's going to be.
Look at us licking our lips at the time. This is up our alley.
You go into the bathroom. Do you continue the conversation? Do you wait until... Yeah, through the door. Do you wait until after they're out?
Why do you ask?
Well, it happens to me
Oh, okay.
from time to time.
So I think a key point here is the bathroom in our house is like some weird Venetian door that you can see through.
Unbelievable.
So
sorry, that's not a door.
yeah, sure.
It's a blind.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can literally continue the conversation very comfortably.
But there has to be a divide, right?
Surely.
There has to be some kind of, because what happens if there's, in whatever you're doing on the toilet, if there's some degree of force involved,
I mean, why would
and
there
you
be?
have to continue the conversation.
Well, I'm saying, like, do you or don't you?
You do not. You do
don't.
not.
So that's so you go, I'm going to go. But surely there's also an obligation on the person who you are conversing with to entertain themselves once that conversation's finished, right?
Maybe.
So
Yeah,
what
I mean,
have you had this experience before where you've continued the conversation?
yeah.
Please tell me.
Oh, definitely.
What was the conversation about? Do you remember?
I can't tell you.
Oh my God.
He won't.
Sounds so juicy.
I think you should always cut it off.
Well, that's the thing.
The
right?
conversation.
I in a very recent bonus patch, actually, for those Patreons that are here. Actually, do I even? No, I'll give you a little glimpse. But I made the mistake of, at a men's urinal, and a colleague stood next to me, and I was like, I don't know why I did it, and I make very bad decisions like this.
I mean, let's be honest, it was Adam.
But I engaged him in conversation. I met his eyes at the urinal, and then we started to speak, and I was so overcome with anxiety that I had to somehow not look down, but not look, because I was like, don't look at your penis, because he'll look at you looking at your penis, but still maintain this conversation, which was quite light.
What if he looked at yours?
while we were talking. Eyes up, babe. But I got so flummoxed that I stopped short, and let's just say that there was. The we. And
Anyway, if you
and
were to
I was
become a
wearing
patron-
these pants.
Oh, there's those ones.
And if you can imagine, stains will show up pretty quickly. So yeah, don't do that. I always vote no conversation ever.
It's not needed. You don't need. You just do with your business in that space, and then you leave that space.
But if you want to continue to do it, go for it.
Sure. Well, then do you continue the conversation after, or do you wrap it up?
Oh, so when you're out and they go in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's got to be like some point where the conversation finishes.
Yeah.
So do you impromptu end it, or?
Saturday needs closure.
But same with the story, like what you're saying before. I'm like at the
That's why
lights.
he's up here.
But you just like.
Yeah, that's true. He's not getting it though, is he?
I don't understand how you don't just. It doesn't matter what juicy morsel you're talking about. Like you just stop the conversation.
Juicy morsels all over his pants. Thank you, Adam, so much for.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Anyone else? Any bones to pick?
Yes, at the back. Would you like
Just
to
to
yell
come up,
or
or-
come up? Oh, please come up.
yeah, come on up.
Yeah, come up. What a brave souls
What a brave soul.
on these lands.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Mark.
Long time listener, second time on the show. Thanks.
Wonderful.
So this is more for you, Josh. After years of being told you're such a shit bloke from these two, do you ever rethink your life choices, or do you just generally not give a shit about anyone?
It's weird because at no point has the criticism of me changed how I feel about any of it.
So the latter then.
Yeah, it is,
You
yeah.
just don't give a shit. Cool. Awesome. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
To be very clear, it's very easy to hang shit on Josh because he's so principled. But I think that Dion and I both, I think you'd agree, admire.
I will not agree to this statement until I hear the whole of it.
I think we'd probably say that we admire how principled you are. And it shows clout. It shows that, hey, I'm not afraid to be who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to be that person, irrespective of how many times I bother others with it.
I thought there was a moment in the 21st speech where we got all sincere.
Yeah.
Joke at the end.
And rip back into you. Anyone else? Anyone else want to get up? This will probably be the last one, I think, because we're almost out of time.
Oh, and this is your big opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh, here?
Oh,
Yes,
maybe
please.
we've got, maybe we've got
Let's
time
come
for
up.
two. Let's see
Come
how
on
we
up.
go.
Come on up. Yeah. Come on up.
Come on.
The scooch. Oh, he's gone through to the wide area.
Okay.
Welcome. State your name,
I'm
please.
also Mark. So.
Hello, Mark.
Easy.
I hope the next person's Mark as well.
I'll just put my mic down.
Have you met Mark?
Josh?
No, this isn't for Josh. So, post-pandemic world, I don't want to get too topical. So I've been working from home for the past year, and one of the beautiful things about it is just sort of letting them rip in my, you know. And
Yeah.
We brought this upon ourselves with the first talking point, didn't we?
You did. Will this continue? Because yeah. Like,
Is that it? That's the-
can it just become the norm? Like,
But it's like-
it's lovely, isn't it? Like,
It is
don't pretend like you're not.
I don't want to seem as though I'm singling you out, but you've done that to yourself.
I have. Yeah, no, I'm aware.
But,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that we're in public, right?
Which we
We've
are.
gone out, and you don't want to disclose to me that you've got one brewing.
Yep.
How do you quietly let nature take its course? What's going through your mind? Are you looking around? Are you going, okay, this is going to be? This
You
is
smell these
around.
roses over here.
What's going through your mind at that point?
I'm trying to just think like, what's it going to be like?
Yeah.
Because if I can just sort of just let him out quietly, I'll be like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it was this person, you know, what's
So you're thinking about who you're blaming.
I think definitely, yeah.
Just in case, contingency, just in case.
It's a great reminder, though, that this is really an all-male podcast, isn't it? It's a really great reminder for everyone out there.
Sorry. What, women don't?
I just think... No, Christian.
I disagree.
I remember I used to have a similar thing back like on high school camps and stuff when you're just around kids your age, right? And swearing's a bit cooler then. And I would find I'd go away for a week to school camp and my swear ratio would go up a lot.
That's great.
And you'd get home and I'm effing and jeffing. I'm like,
Yeah.
can't do that around the house.
That's such a good point. I used to hang around with this kid. It was when I was like 12 years old, and he was from the country and had a sort of quite a thick accent. Used to swear heaps. And whenever I used to come back from his house, I used to always talk like him, and it took
wow.
me like a couple of days to unwind. And it's really strange.
Imagine if you went to a kid's house who farted a lot. You came back home and your mum was like, Jesus, Dion, I'm not letting you over to his house anymore.
I think that it will continue to happen if we have mute buttons in real life. And wouldn't that be great? Imagine that. Muting each other as well.
Would you prefer a mute button or a button that masks the smell?
I prefer a button that changes the background, I reckon.
Yeah. I think I'd rather a mute button. Not don't worry about the smell. The smell you can attribute to anything.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
we've all gotten very crafty at attributing smell, haven't we?
fair,
Yeah. So I'd go
Mute?
Mute. Right?
Anyway, thank you, Mark, for...
Thank you.
Yeah, I think one more.
One more. Amanda, would you like to come up? Coming up, Amanda. This is Amanda, who's a big patron, big fan of the show. She knitted, created the blanket, knitted all that stuff for us. She's wonderful. Yeah, go around all the way.
Hello, Amanda. Hello. Welcome. Microphone. What do you got for us?
Look, this is just reprising Christian's discussion about the public toilet.
Great. People's patch has been themed now.
I have a lot of problems with this. I walk into a public toilet. It's like 12, 15 cubicles to share, to choose from. I'm the only one in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to go to the one next to the wall. Somebody walks in, chooses the one right next to mine.
Bizarre.
What the fuck is going on? And I will hang around and profile these people. And it's anyone. It's any age. It's any ethnicity. I mean, obviously all women, because, I tend to just go to the ladies' toilet.
Can I ask Amanda, so are you taking the first one or the far one?
Either. Sometimes I'll go first one because people tend to like to,
I generally,
back.
if it's empty, I go as far as I can. Yeah, and I just take the far one. And normally that avoids this because other people are lazy, whereas I will go the distance.
Wow, it's so admirable, isn't it?
Yeah. Can I ask another question? Are most of the unoccupied bathrooms, do they have their doors closed as well? So maybe they're confused. They don't know there's anyone next to you.
Generally, in the ladies' toilets, they'll all be open.
They'll all be open. So there's something about you that is drawing people next to you. Are you doing anything? Are you chatting out loud?
No phones, no chatting. I've put this to my bestie and she says, will people just get lonely?
Oh, wow.
What kind
Just
of
want some company.
weirdo?
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? I wonder whether, it's one time in our lives where you don't want company, right?
Exactly.
And it's so easy, I think, at the very least, a gap of one. You don't need to go crazy. Gap of one, that'll do.
That's it. When I'm choosing a toilet, if one's occupied, I'm like, yep, I'll leave you. Unless there's no other choice, I will leave you that little reserved space for your privacy.
Yep. Do we have any advice for Amanda for future conquests of toilet? There we go.
Huge.
There we go. Throw that little ring into the...
I think that's what it is probably. There's a smell emanating from this area, so I need to attach myself to another party so when we come out, no one will know.
I'll tell you what,
no one can tell.
I always thought patchwork audiences were sort of cut above the rest and just...
And this has just confirmed that.
All right, thanks very much, Amanda.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you. All right, guys, that is the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming. It was so wonderful to be doing this in front of an audience. It's such a one-way medium podcast between us. So honestly, thank you so much for taking the time and the effort to come see us. Also, huge thank you to our patrons. If any patrons want to stand up, guys.
Please stand up.
And our patrons in the audience. Big round of applause to our patrons. Yes!
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you so much to you guys. You guys keep the show going and allow us to keep doing this, so your support is huge. We thank you so much, and we encourage the rest of you to become patrons if you so wish. But obviously, not everyone can afford money, so the best thing you can do is tell a friend. If you enjoy the show, please spread the word, tell your friends. The bigger audience we get, the more fun we can have and keep doing this, which is great, great fun.
Yes, there's a final thing that we're going to do is we'd love to take a photo with you guys, if that's okay. Anyone who'd like to leave now, please.
As well, just also big thanks to Comedy Republic, our new comedy venue in Melbourne. So it's an all year round venue. It's not just for the festival. So keep your eye on Comedy Republic. There's going to be stuff here all year round. It's a really great venue. It's super fun. Thanks again to Jay and Ali taking the show today. I think that's it for thank yous. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Dion.
Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome. How are we going to do this? Big selfie boy from this way. Come around this way. Yeah, like this.
Thank you, Christian's mum.
Here we go. Turn around.
Actually...
Come on, mate. In the middle. Amazing decision. Amazing. That way. That way.
This is great. Perfect.
Yeah, great. There. That. Yeah. Unbelievable.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
One last thing. I'm going to jump down and I'm going to be selling. Oh, is this working? Hello, testing.
Dan's going to be down selling mugs as well. We'll be down. We got to pack up from this show, but we'll be down in 10. If you want to hang around, have a beer, it'd be lovely to meet you. So awesome if you guys stick around. We'll have a chat. But Dan's selling mugs downstairs. $20. Grab a mug. Save a life.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.